This conference will now be recorded.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. The first thing on it is the acceptance of the minutes from October 1st. What did we do with the minutes from the previous month? Are they?
Should have a copy of them.
I do. So we have minutes from September 9th.
That's right. Yes.
Okay. So we had September 9th, October 1st, and those are the 2 minutes that we're now moving on.
I'll make the motion.
Darren makes the motion. Is there a second? Tim seconds. Is there any discussions, corrections? Hearing nothing, all in favor? Signify by saying aye. Opposed? None. Okay, no guests. We do have some written reports from the departments. We're going to probably see most of the departments here tomorrow because it's the budget workshop, and they're going to be here to discuss and answer any questions about the proposed tentative budget and their thinking. One of the things I want to draw the board's attention to is a quote that Ed Orsi submitted, dated 10/6, and it's for the concrete repairs to the reservoir. I believe we can't make the repairs. Well, we can make the repairs anytime. Let me correct that. If we were to lower the water level in the reservoir, we would need to get DEC permission. The DEC doesn't like to give out permission after October 1st, but according to this contractor, it will be necessary to reduce the water level in the reservoir so that they can effect the repair. So this contractor is somebody who is under contract with the county. So we don't necessarily, it's not something we need to do competitive bidding for and things like that. And it took Ed months to get the contractor to come to the place to look at it. And so this is a bid estimate for $15,188. Work can commence within days after the NTP. So I'm not sure. We can ask Ed about it tomorrow, when we can make a motion on it. This would be a special repair project, and so it's not specifically budgeted, perhaps in this year's budget so far, but we could make a budget amendment and use fund balance towards it. But to me, I would certainly hope with Ed being here tomorrow, he can answer the questions about it instead of relying on my report of it.
As long as we can make a resolution on it tomorrow, because this is something that we obviously can't wait until November's meeting for.
Exactly. So if there's no objection, if tomorrow I can put it on, yes. So we'll make sure we notice it and then make a resolution from the floor.
And Ed does have money in his construction repair line item, so it's not even, it's out of a category that he's already put money aside for this type of repair.
Okay. Well, I certainly appreciate him talking to us about it. So if there's no objection to that, we'll just what we can do, we can make the motion to accept this now, and we can table it and bring it back up tomorrow. So would you think that appropriate, or just do it tomorrow?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we can do it now, barring any reservations from Eddie.
Darren, what's the line item number?
It's not an actual line item number. It's in one of the reserve accounts that Eddie has set up under the water budget.
So
it's not on our actual
budget. It would be in the night class.
Yeah, it's on the New York Crossing.
But these are not reserve accounts. As I was told at another meeting.
They're not actual reserve accounts, but if you look at Eddie, he has, let me find it. It's under the water meter or repair account, which is the 58,995. She has labeled water meters, but that's a water meter slash repair account is what Eddie has always used that for.
Okay.
I have no reservations. I'm fine with going ahead with it today. I think the sooner the better. We've talked about this at least once previously. I've talked to Ed about it. I think there's no question that it needs to be done. It doesn't, I was afraid it was going to be a lot more than 15,000, and that's lower than I was expecting. So I have no reservations and no issue with moving forward now.
I don't either.
All right, so let's make the motion. Somebody?
I'll make the motion. We move ahead with the 15,000.
15,188.
Okay. So there's a motion. Tina's made it. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Or the-
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor, we have to have a roll call vote on it.
I have one question. Do we need to have a second bid?
That also, I think, part of my, I think is through the county. It's under contract, and so I'm not sure whether we need a second bid when we're using a county contract, somebody who's under contract. And B, I don't think he was successful in finding anybody to give another quote in a timely fashion. So that's my.
And I don't believe we need a second one if you're using county.
No, I don't think so either.
That's why we use the county contractor, because
Yep.
they've already,
Went through the process.
yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Laura. Yes. Dina.
Yes.
David,
Yes,
Carrie.
thank you. Eddie also gave us his monthly report, plus the water system field compliance inspection report, copies of which have been submitted, making part of the record. So, a report from the board members. Tim, right?
I don't have much this month. I did attend a presentation yesterday on the constitutional amendment ballot issue that will be on the ballot November 4th. Basically, ORDA has encroached onto the forest preserve over the years. And this has become an issue because it's forest preserve land. And so the solution they've come up with is to basically do a land swap. This is at Mount Van Hoevenberg. I'm not sure exactly where, but it's a very large amount of acreage that ought to be forest preserve land that is being used for ski trails, parking lots, etc. So the solution that they're hoping will pass is a land swap where basically ORDA will get, I believe, around 300 acres of land at Mount Van Hoevenberg taken out of the forest preserve, and somewhere else in the state, I think approximately 2,500 acres will be added to the Adirondack Park Forest Preserve. So it was just a very good presentation, and it's basically 10-to-1 acreage swap. So I would think if you're in favor of ORDA, you would support it, and if you're in favor of the forest preserve, you would support it too. The trees that we've been talking about at the park have been dealt with, or they're in the process of being dealt with. They're not completely down, but it looks like one of them is down and two of them are almost down. And then I believe it's really looking like, this is just general public interest, Wilmington native Eric Botcher is going to be running for Congress. So for what had been Jerry Nadler's seat. So that's just exciting for the town, exciting for his family, exciting for his second cousins. That's my report. Thank you all.
Thank you. Gary?
Just a couple things for tonight. One, Judge Godot has asked me to relay to the board that he had a case last month where it was a person from out of the area. They did not speak English. They only spoke Spanish, and there was a huge language barrier there. He asked our court clerk how they handle that in Lake Placid, since she's also the court clerk there. There is a language program, I forget the actual name of it, that he said that they use. It's free for the town to sign up for. And then when you use this program, it's $1 a minute. It's a line that you basically call in. There's a language translator on there that can translate it when you have that type of thing. He says this is the first time in 2 years that he's had an issue, but it could be an issue. So basically, he's got money in his budget when this does come up for that type of thing, but he'd like permission from the board to be able to sign up for this language translation account. So if he has this type of situation again, he can use those services. So I don't know if this is something that we want to just make a resolution on, if we want to talk about. Looking for board, but he said this is something that is technically required because we're supposed to have some type of
Translation ability, yeah.
for all people.
So my thought would be, yeah, we could probably put it in as a resolution. I would suggest that Judge Godot get the information to Nicole, because I'm assuming our business office always pays the bills in some way. So if he would ask Victoria, the court clerk, to help set it up with Nicole, so that we at least see what it is and who we're signing up for and things like that. That would be the way I would suggest it.
Yeah, like I said, he said basically the sign up is free, and then they bill the town direct if it's ever used. So that billing would have to be set up through Nicole.
Okay.
Other than that, it's just
Exactly. If they just coordinate with Nicole, that would be the only thing.
We have something similar at the hospital, but you need a specific phone. It has 2 receivers. So the person, so you're talking to the translator and the other person is hearing the translated conversation. So I don't know if it would be something that is necessary if they need to have a
he
separate.
did not indicate that, and Victoria didn't. Maybe you can leave it on speakerphone, considering it's a thing and not necessarily medical where other people aren't supposed to be hearing. I'm not really sure.
I'm sorry, does it, just out of curiosity, does it do languages other than Spanish or Spanish only?
I have limited details. That's something that ask Judge Godot or Victoria how it works. I'm assuming it's a language line, which
Doesn't
they
work
could,
just Spanish.
yes.
That's not Jennifer, yes. It does more than me.
So I guess I'll go ahead and make that resolution that we allow Judge Godot to look into signing up for the contract and talking to Nicole about billing.
So Darren's made that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
10 seconds. Any questions or discussion about it? Roll call vote, please.
We're not spending money yet. You're
Just
You're
The
agreeing to it?
contract.
the contract.
okay. Tim,
Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Tina,
Yes.
favor?
Yes. Thank you.
And then the only other thing I got is I would like to make everybody aware and kind of acknowledge one of our town residents. It's a resident that does a ton of photography in the area. And she was just featured on an NBC article and news thing where it lays out the town of Wilmington, Pam Hazelton. So I'd like to just kind of make that aware for everybody if they get on the NBC site. I think it's actually posted maybe on YouTube too, but there's a few places they can check out that article. It's really cool.
And the link's on Facebook as well, under Pam's name.
You spoke really well.
Oh, she did very well with the town.
And that's all I got for today.
Thank you. Laura?
Just two questions on the bill, the bundle. I saw that the senior bus got inspected. I thought that that was not usable.
Well,
We talked about it for the youth group.
Yeah, but it got inspected because the highway department uses it for running junk around, so it needs to not be ticketed when it's on the road. It wasn't safe for passenger use, was the conclusion. So what we did was we purposed it for the highway department because they use it occasionally to haul tools from one place to another. And so, rather than being out of inspection while they decided to take it on the road from one job site to another, they just went and got it inspected.
Okay. And then that outstanding NICEAG bill that was exorbitant or whatever.
Yes, so they, NICEAG, lots of publicity generally in the news about NICEAG, rocketing up their rates. We received a very large bill for the pump house on Quaker Mountain of tens of thousands of dollars. And we objected to it, and it was knocked down by significant amounts, and I'm not sure what the exact number is.
Okay. All right. I did attend the planning board and zoning board of appeals meetings last week. We are getting a Verizon tower on Bonnyview. I'm not sure of the time frame, but that was passed. And so in case anybody wasn't aware of that. And I think that's about it.
Thank you. Team?
Library, they're selling raffle tickets for their fall drawing. It'll be at 3:00 tomorrow, so if anybody wants raffle tickets, they can go to the library and get them prior. They completed their budget workshop, so their budget's ready to go. On the 25th of this month, they're having it's a Saturday from 11 to 12. They're having a kids instrument petting zoo. Students from SUNY Plattsburgh are coming and bringing all kinds of instruments, and then the children can play with all the instruments and check them all out. They call it a petting zoo. With
Well,
instruments.
You had me because I thought there was actually pets coming.
No.
Now we're talking about instruments, pets who play instruments. That'd be something. I get it. I'm getting it.
There
now.
you go.
Thank you.
And on 11/8, there's the adult crafting from 12 to 1:30, and on 11/20 for their Thursday night series, it's going to be home care for your pets, and that's going to be through Jacqueline Bentley. She's coming and doing a program from 6 to 7. And then Hoyers called me today,
Mhm.
and they want to know when we would like the Porta Johns picked up. You got that? There you go.
Right, we're finished with the season.
Well, we paid until the end of the month.
Oh,
So
I
it
understand.
doesn't matter if they pick them up now or at the end of the month. At the 29th is when the next billing comes out.
You go forward or backwards?
Forward.
So, yeah, we'll get them out of here.
On the community solar that we talked about last month, Scott Fitzgerald's going to be here next month to do a presentation for our meeting, to go through all that with us. And we've had some talk about the memorial wall, where to put things and stuff like that. So we're really going to start considering talking about plans on where we might place it. If it would be at Preston's Field beside, where we've got other stuff at this end, or do we want to try and purchase something, put it down at the park, Heritage Park? We got to start thinking about that. I am going to have somebody draw me up just a rough sketch of something. Then I'll present it next month and we'll look at it to see. I'd like to see something with, in my mind, like a veterans tribute, and then like the town workers tribute. And then if anybody wants to buy like bricks to a walkway to that, then have where they can honor all individuals of our town, regardless, because everybody formed this town. Everybody should be remembered. Anybody that wants to buy something like that to remember the people that have gone before us. And the last thing I have, as many of you know, I'm on the CYC board, and Lake Placid Connecting Youth Communities. Well, that's been in effect for 22 years. It has been decided we're going to dissolve that program. There's not enough, our president is resigning and nobody wants to take the presidency. So we're going to dissolve the program, but they are concerned about our community center and keeping it open because they have children that come down from up there, and we have children that go to the bike park, you know, the skateboard park and things like that. And they'd like to see our community center to remain open in the tune of, you know, maybe a couple days a week or something, just for a place for our children to go and get the community center open and running.
Are we talking, I'm sorry, youth center or this building?
Yeah, the youth center.
Youth center.
Yeah. So with that all being said, and because they really think that it's something that they want to see move forward, something they'd like to see done, I have a check here for $10,000 to go towards that, to making that happen.
Well, let me see it.
You can have it, my dear. We took our, you
Well,
know,
Cora, well,
Yeah.
Is Cora the one who's?
Cora signed, Cora and
Okay,
Tina Clark. And then she said also that if our youth commission and our youth town board want to continue doing a program, they would be more than willing to sit down with them and do the 501c, which takes like $65 to file it. And then they would have that program, and then everything would be that way. And again, if we're going to do the youth commission or even think about the youth commission, January is coming quick for our paperwork for that program. And I think that is all I have for today.
good night.
Oh. One more thing. Trunk or treats on October 26th at the KOA across from the beach. So,
Excellent.
from 4 to 6.
I was thinking, going to suggest that we just do a resolution thanking the CYC for the generous donation, feeling some regret that they've found themselves having to dissolve after 22 years, and that we could send them a resolution thanks for the donation and for their commitment to the youth of this area. So I made the motion. Second.
Second.
Thank
Tina,
you.
thank you. That
You're
was great.
Thanks very much.
One more thing, favor that I forgot to add is, and you might have it in your report, and I saw the notice of it, just for anybody that didn't know, is the flashboards. I don't think they were taken off today, but I believe they were coming off this week, just so
Yep.
if anybody's not aware of that, the flashboards on the dam will be coming off this week.
Thank you, because I was not, I forgot what, not on my list of things to talk about. So first, sort of the business, we're going back to resolution. It's a resolution 34, 2025. This is to correct the resolution of 34, 2025. So it would be resolution whatever today. Whereas resolution 34, 2025 needs to be re-entered with some corrections made that resolve to pay the audited claims for the month of January 2025 and make the following budget transfers. Budget amendment transfer $8,264.54 from account 6497.4 community enhancement funds to buildings account 1620.4. This was for the generator that we repaired. So we use community enhancement funds. That generator that was put in years ago, 20 something years ago, hadn't really been working. And this board, we got a contract, we approved it and things like that. So we now have a generator that works. And so what we're doing here is just putting it in the right kind of language for that. So, Don, do I need to make a roll call vote for this, you think, or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the resolution. I've read it. Is there a second for this resolution? 10 seconds. Any questions about it? Roll call, please.
Tim,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Tina.
Yes.
Favor.
Oh, yes, thanks. So my report, I have to say that I've been you know, the Oktoberfest was probably the largest Saturday Oktoberfest Whiteface had seen ever. The downhill mountain bike event, I understand, I was asking about it at the county today to the Roost administrator about what were the numbers on that? They sold 9,500 tickets at Whiteface. And people who, I wasn't there, but people who went there said it was a really enjoyable event with few mishaps or catastrophes or, you know, things like that. The weather was beautiful. I mean, we couldn't have had a nicer month for people who wanted to come into town and enjoy Whiteface specifically. And, you know, the knock-on effect, of course, is that it was very busy in town at the various restaurants in A&W. And so Orta had come through with what they had talked about with us. Next year, they've got another 2 years contract. And if the weather's really crappy next year, it may not get 9,500 people coming to see it. But it was, I'm very grateful that it worked out beautifully with the weather and that the town, you know, was presented in such a nice light. The next thing is more mundane. We talked before about, okay, so county foreclosures and tax auctions. For years, municipalities could sort of designate to the county what properties they would like to see taken back from the county and used for a public purpose in town. I talked about the Essex County Land Bank trying to identify properties in this town which would be suitable for rehabilitation to make into affordable housing. We have some properties in town. One's very close to us right here that are still up on the auction, but it's become much more complicated because in 2023, the United States Supreme Court issued a decision that basically talked about you know, the equity that the owner still has in the property after the tax sale. And we at the county has been wrestling with what the new law says and the difference in what to do. And so the idea of public, a municipality working to get a piece of property for public purposes is a little bit more complicated. Saying that in head, I know that the property next door, the Grant property, and I certainly would like to ask somebody who comes to the meetings and talks to me about it because they're paying attention to have a chance to be heard. But I'm going to suggest at some point maybe the board consider allowing the supervisor to request that it be put on the spring roll so that we could, the town or the family could figure out what approach it wants to take towards this property. I'll identify it more clearly, you know, in writing to the board at some point. We'll give it something like that. But I was at, you know, the county today, and I'm on the task force of the supervisors trying to figure out how best to deal with these kinds of things. Some places they do appraisals automatically after the town seizes the property, blah, 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 and the land bank has got to, you know, so it's kind of a large coordinating effort. But Wilmington certainly would benefit from helping the land bank out because they get lots of money from state organizations to rehab houses and move them on. But right now we're coming up against the clock with the auction, and so I'll present it to you in writing to give you my thoughts about it. But there's no resolution tonight.
How big is that lot?
I only know the numbers. I know what it's assessed for, and I know what the taxes are on it. I also know that the town also put in a little elbow grease to get the property clean a few years ago. And so now the town has some skin in the game for that property. And it certainly would not be, I think it would be beneficial for the town to, the next auction will be late in the spring, to sit there and discover what, if anything, the town could do to recover its own investment in the property and how best to deal with it. So that's kind of another, it's one of my thought why we probably just allow me to request to get it moved to the fall, spring, I mean.
When you say tax roll, I'm new to this, do you mean the foreclosure roll or the,
Yeah, right now it's on the foreclosure auction list.
okay,
And so,
you don't want it to be on this one?
yeah, I think so.
You want to delay it?
Well, because we don't really have any, years ago, it was easier for the town to figure out how best, to approach the problem because they, put in some money to clean it up. Now you're looking at it, you thought, okay, well, we'll put that back in and that'll be this and we'll contribute that and we can make this into something useful for the town or for public housing. But now with the change in the rules, so what happens is you have to get an appraisal. So let's just say the appraisal is the assessed valuation. Well, the assessed valuation is $243,000. And the taxes owed are about $32,000. So that difference of $210,000 is actually due to the owners. And it used to be municipalities don't want to pay $210,000. That's not part of how that works. So the county's trying to figure out the ways that the land bank can come in and make, do these kinds of things. So it's too complicated for me to really do it any kind of thing. But that's what the problem is now, is that now the Supreme Court says that that delta, that difference is something you need to deal with. So even if you don't know who the owners are, the difference would have to be paid into court with a petition and things like that. So, anyway.
So
Go ahead.
I don't know that much about this case. I followed it. I just read an article or two about it. I thought it was the difference between what was owed in taxes and what was paid for at the auction went to the homeowners.
Yes, if it goes to auction, but sometimes what happens is they don't do public auctions. Like City of Syracuse will just do it all privately. They public auctions are a nightmare or a headache or whatever. So what they do in Syracuse is they will go get it appraised. So the statute says if you're taking it for a public purpose, you have to do this kind of step. So you go through two things.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Could we be bypassing off the auction? But if we were to buy it at the auction and for more than the taxes due, the heir would get with $10,000 or $1,000, whatever that difference is.
Right.
Yep.
So,
which seems fair, but it's definitely a wrinkle for the towns when the towns are trying to get
exactly.
land like this.
That's it for my reports. Does anybody have any unfinished business from the floor?
Darren, I have
So I just, since you mentioned land bank anyway, and it made me think about the homestead housing thing. At the Town of Jay board meeting the other night, the land bank was there and they had a discussion about that they've got a grant and they actually have money to do a substantial amount of homes in Essex County. Right now, I think it's in the neighborhood of like 50 single family homes in Essex County. And I know we had talked, about different organizations. How much, or have we looked into the homestead housing property and the actual land bank, considering they have money ready to go and willing to build these houses throughout Essex County, or have we not looked into that?
Well, I basically I was sort of kicking the can down the road to the next board because I expressed the opinion that dealing with Adirondack roots for the past year hasn't really gotten me all that excited. And I knew the land bank is more energetic, more focused, and they may have a lot more money. And so other towns have talked to the land bank about it. My suggestion was that we use this budget process to put away some sort of upfront money cost towards the infrastructure that's going to be needed, whoever the developer is. The town is going to be asked to contribute a road, water infrastructure, cutting trees. We have to do a site survey to subdivide the property so the town can keep the 8 acres that are near the water and things like that. So my initial thought was we should budget, we plan for that, just reserve a little money in that way. The board will say, okay, well, we've got this settled. Now let's look and see who the lead agency is going to be on the construction process. And I suggested talking to the land bank as well. So that was but then, I know I've heard from people about, the Adirondack roots, they still want to do it and things like that. But at the same time, as I said,
Right. Like I said, I just
Yeah.
heard that they have money and they're ready to go with some of these projects. So
Yeah.
I think it definitely is something to maybe have them come and give a presentation to us.
Yep.
So we know and we have a different perspective from somebody else.
I agree. So I'd be happy to invite Nicole or somebody from the.
Yeah, I think that would be a good presentation if maybe you can
Yeah.
line that up for
Is that
next
okay?
month.
Yeah, the only thing is we've put money into the groundwork for it, plus the plans that they have got going. I mean, they've got quite a bit they have surveys, they have architectural designs, they have roads, they have things laid out. And I know that they're still working on that. I know we put money from the escrow account into that. So, I mean, would that all be gone? Would this group?
Yeah,
probably-
are we pulling the rug out from the
Yeah,
road?
because that's a lot of,
But the thing is, it's one of the two things, you see it all over Facebook and you hear it around town. Oh, well, we've worked on it for 2 years and nothing's happening.
like.
So
5 years.
we either, however long it's been, we either sit there and wait another 5 years and then people are thinking that we're not doing anything, or we take steps to make something happen. Because you can't have it both ways. And we keep hearing, oh, well, nothing's happening through the board, and it's not the board's problem right now. It's in Adirondack roots, and this is another way that we could get word out there and possibly get something moving on this project. So I'm not asking to necessarily move forward with them, but I think we should at least talk to them and have a presentation, and maybe they can answer some of those things.
I'm okay with inviting. I can set a date. It'll be November. And so you brought something up, Tim, did you have something you want to bring
Yeah, just, can we have a brief executive session to talk about an employee matter? It's not that important, but it relates to the correspondence we received a week or two ago. Just want to follow up on that.
Okay, thank you. What, can we do that? We can do the bill authorization resolution, and then we can do public comment, and then we can go into executive session if that's okay. Is that all right? All right, so let's move on to the bill authorization. I have a resolution to authorize us to pay the bills for last month.
I'll make it.
Jared makes it. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Don, this form that you gave us, that
Right.
we just need the accounts and the money, like which accounts
Can I just say that I'm not sure this is necessary at this time.
isn't this part of last month's budget?
It was, what we did was we're not transferring funds. What we did is we budgeted, $18,000 or something in that account. We haven't spent it all necessarily. So we're spending it from that account. That was all paid for out of bed tax money. So the initial line item for last year's budget was $18,000 towards the new playground.
So this is not necessary.
I'm not sure it's necessary.
Okay.
It will be necessary if there's a shortfall, and then we'll have to take it out of the community enhancement.
I filled that out basically for your information. And that's all I do is give the thing to Nicole, and then she and Favor do the rest. I don't sign any of those.
Okay, so
other
this is
things.
not through Favor. This is from you.
Yes.
It's what I gave to Nicole.
Okay.
So that they could move on it.
If there's not enough money, it's already been budgeted. So maybe we don't have to do much of anything about that. Okay, so did we get a vote on that? To authorize me, pay the bills?
Made it in second and not.
And everybody said, okay.
I think we did a second and then Laura brought that up.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Carried. All right, public comment, please. Yes, Randy?
I have a question about Hardy Road, speed limit signs. Are
Okay,
they new? They're 45 miles an hour. There's like 7 or 8 of them on that road now. My feeling is 45 is too high for that road. Especially with the bike trails
no, I agree.
on both sides of the road.
Is that a county road?
No,
Town
Hardy,
road.
Hardy's the town road. Unfortunately, New York State's the guerrilla agency that sets speed limits.
I think the speed limit on that road has been 45. Maybe Louis just actually got some new signs to put up.
It should be lower in my opinion.
That's something that we have to talk to the state and county about, to have them do a study on it, right?
Yep, there has to be a study done.
Or we can just put up our own. Never mind that. Okay, thank you, Randy. Anything else from Randy? Ready? Okay, Pat.
Are there any other houses that have the potential to be rehabbed?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I was looking at one of the big ones on the list was the Huntington properties. The Huntington Motel, all the land that they owned on both sides of the property was on the foreclosure list. So that's a big chunk of land, and that's a big equity too, because they owe $40,000, whatever, right? And the property, sum total of the property is worth $2 million or whatever it is. So that's a headache for the county. Sit there thinking about what do I do with the difference. So anyway, no, I can't think of any right now. Okay, Joyce, you're next.
I just wanted to give everybody an update on Visitors Bureau. We had a wonderful day for the Festival of Colors. We had 40 vendors. The kids had a blast. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff going on all day long. Cupcake Wars actually donated $756 to the food pantry here. So it was a worthwhile day. We are getting ready to do the Christmas party for the kids. We'd like to do it up at the youth center instead of the field this year because of weather, etc. On the 5th of December. And we are actively interviewing for the position at this point. We have like 8 applications that we're going over. So just giving you a heads up.
I also will let everyone know that I received a financial report and a budget from the Visitors Bureau. And I'll make copies for the board tomorrow.
Since Joyce brought it up, as the town decided on what we're doing for any type of Christmas celebration, whether there's going to be fireworks or anything this year, because that's something that needs to be booked, whether it be through the town or.
I've saved the date with the fellow. The prices have gone up, so he could keep us at the flat price from last year with a little less fireworks. But he's on vacation. He told me to text me when he gets back, and so I'll get in touch with him. but I had him save the date.
Okay, thank you.
And gift cards and things like that that we normally.
I don't know. then it's a-
We're
I'm not
gonna
paying
take care of
attention.
Take care of that this
We're
year.
gonna take care of that this year. We're actually looking for monetary sponsors to do something a little different
Oh,
because
okay.
last year we had a lot of leftover gifts from the children that, it was kind of a waste. So we decided we're gonna do it a little different this year. So we aren't really exactly sure how we're doing it yet. It's kind of it's our next priority, but at this point, we're not gonna do the gift cards.
Still in planning stage.
Yeah.
Work in progress, work in progress. Any other-
Couple things real quick related to that. I brought this up last year. Did you reach out to Santa's Workshop? I mean, I wish we could do these events at Santa's Workshop. And that, we did do that at Santa's Workshop in the past.
I know, we
Yeah.
just, no, we have not reached out to Santa's Workshop.
The reason that we stopped doing that is originally Santa's Workshop was relatively affordable and
Right.
treating the town well. And
Right.
then they wanted something like $5,000 for the evening to be able to have the event there. And basically the town says, well, when people are there, they're buying
Beneficial. to
all the
park.
stores and everything is doing business from the townspeople that are being there. 5,000 is the best you can do, and they did not want to budge off that number, and that's the reason that it got switched out of there, because basically they weren't treating the town very well.
I understand that. It is under new management, so I would be hopeful that the new management would have a different perspective.
I mean, I could certainly call and check it out.
The other thing, I just wanted to tell the public, I'm not sure if anyone else has mentioned this, we have a meeting tomorrow, a budget meeting, if you're interested, at 4:00. Same time, same place. Or different time. same
Different time,
place.
but that's all right.
Same place.
4:00.
There's nobody to answer the phones because they're off season, right? Like their last day was yesterday. So I would email them. If you go to their I think it's northpolenewyork.org or something. I can't remember, but they do communicate through email.
Okay,
And I think I have Steve's number at home.
Hmm?
I think I have the manager's number in my phone.
okay, thank you.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much, everybody. We're going to make a motion to go into an executive session to discuss a personnel matter.
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take off. Carl.
There you go. Santa Claus.